Dereta, dereta, dereta. Stop, stop, stop. Mokare, mokare. Hop, 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 hop. Don't move. Ah, asparagus.
Hey guys, what is up? It's Stephanie. I have another video for you guys this week. So, I had a question from one of my viewers ask me about what prerequisites do I recommend to take before PA school? What prerequisites help me out the most in PA school? So, I decided to make a video about this. So, in regards to prerequisites, I actually took, for example, for my sciences, I took OChem, Gen Chem 1 and 2, OChem 1 and 2, and Biochem because these were required for my degree. Now, I know some schools don't require that. They give you the option to take either OChem or Biochem. So that was one of the questions that I had was what prerequisite do I recommend? OChem, Biochem. So prerequisite that I recommend that I thought was very beneficial to me was biochemistry. Now, in regards to overall prerequisites that I thought were very, very helpful for me, I would say definitely anatomy and physiology. So anatomy and physiology, a must, a must, a must, a must. And I know that's a prerequisite for a majority, if not all of PA schools in the US. But anatomy and physiology, that was one of the prerequisites that really, really, really helped me out in PA school. I wish I would have taken this class later. Unfortunately, I took it my freshman and sophomore year of college. Now, I graduated a long time ago in 2016, actually not a long time ago. What I meant to say is that I took those classes a long time ago. So I took anatomy and physiology my first semester of college, which is not a good idea at all. I wanted to get the sciences out of the way. Once again, not a good idea at all. So I took that class the fall of 2010. So I had just graduated high school. I decided to take A&P 1, and then A&P 2, I took it the following semester. I took it in spring 2011. So I don't recommend that at all. And then I got into PA school in 2018. So, I mean, from 2010 to 2018, that's about 8 to 7 years since I took my anatomy and physiology. So I really, really suffered when it came down to anatomy and physiology. I really struggled with that class because it was so dusty in my head. Some of the things I remembered, but then I couldn't remember some of the stuff, so it was as if I was relearning everything all over again. I know. So this is why I recommend that if you're interested in PA school to start PA school, apply to PA school, to take these classes the years before you plan on applying to PA school. That way they are fresh in your mind. There were some students in my class that had taken anatomy and physiology literally probably the semester before they started PA school or the year before they started PA school. So it was really, really fresh in their mind, and they were able to remember a lot more information than I did because I took it a longer time ago, and like I said, I had to relearn it all over again. But definitely, I would say number one prerequisite that really helped me out in PA school is anatomy and physiology. If you do get accepted into PA school, and say you have a year off before you start PA school and you're just working, I really recommend, if you can, just to look over anatomy and physiology. I did not do that. I had read forums of PA students actually advising students to do that, and I didn't do that. I wish I would have, but I learned my lesson, and this is why I am sharing it with you guys. So anatomy and physiology is definitely a class that helped me out in PA school. Also, another class. I actually did not take this class, but some of my classmates did take this class. So virology. Virology is, I think, a great class that will help you in PA school. Microbiology. I took microbiology, and this class really helped me out in PA school also. Specifically when it comes to your clinical lab science classes, and then also when we start going over the molecular, for example, hematology, infectious diseases, etc. This class will really help you out what is virology and microbiology, so that's another prerequisite that I really recommend for you to take before you start PA school. And I probably made this video before, but EKG, I can't stress that enough. EKG. I really struggled with EKG my first semester, where I thought I was actually going to fail the class, to be honest. Thankfully, I got a B, and that was because of pure luck. I don't know how I did it. I failed my first exam. Second exam I got like an 80, and then two last exams I got a 90 and then 100 on my final. So that's how I was able to get a B. If not, I would have definitely failed the class. And I worked as a medical assistant, back office, and I had a lot of experience running these EKGs, placing the electrodes on the chest and everything, but I never made the effort to actually read the EKG or to learn to read the EKG. So if you do work in the medical field, I really recommend that if you do come across these, ask your providers or ask the nurses that you're working with or the doctors if they can just explain to you, what is going on in the EKG, what each wave is, because this will definitely help you out in your first semester PA school or whenever you do take EKG during your first year didactic year. I wish I would have known this. I may have done a little bit better on my EKG class. Now, students that did do that, for example, we had EMS students, EMT students, they actually did very well in that class because they were accustomed to looking at these over and over again and interpreting them or just differentiating them between a normal and an abnormal one. So definitely EKG. The EKG to me was like a foreign language. I mean, I didn't know what was going on. You literally have to look at a strip and be able to know what's going on with the patient, what condition they're suffering, whether it's abnormal or normal, etc. But I already made another video about this, so I won't talk about it too much, but definitely, if you have the chance and you come across, definitely EKGs. So, from my experience, I just completed first semester PA school. I think anatomy physiology definitely was very, very helpful for me. So if you can, do take those semesters before you plan to apply to PA school. They will really, really help you out. And if you already took these classes, but you took them a while ago, then definitely, revisit them before you start PA school. That way, they're not as dusty as it was in my case, because I took them a long time ago. I had to literally relearn everything. And they're very helpful, not only for your anatomy class, but also for your pathophysiology class. In PA school, at least for my first semester, and I know my second semester is going to be this way too, the semester is divided up into modules. So first module is hematology and immunology, and then the second module was pulmonology, and then we had pulmonology, then we had cardiology and neurology. So first you learn, of course, the physiology of them, and this is where your anatomy and physiology class comes into play. So if you know that information very well and it's fresh in your mind, you're going to do very well in your pathophysiology class. So you learn the physiology first, and then you learn the pathology. So if you know the physiology very well, then the pathology is going to come in and it's going to be a lot easier. So this is where anatomy and physiology also comes into play. And also for radiology, our radiology course was integrated into our anatomy and physiology course. So if you know, excuse me, your anatomy very well, then it's going to be very helpful. So once again, the class that helped me out the most was definitely my anatomy and physiology. Unfortunately, I took it a long time ago. I wish I would have revisited it. And if you are taking the class right now, definitely pay attention and definitely strive to get that A and to know your information, because it's going to come back. I mean, you think it's not going to come back, but it is going to come back. So besides that, also microbiology, virology. I took parasitology because I just thought the class was really interesting and it sounded interesting. And I felt that class also helped me out in PA school because of the way my professor tested us. So I was kind of accustomed to the exams for our introduction to clinical medicine. And also how we approach, some of the cases. So in my parasitology class, it would give us a case. We would have to come together in a group and have to find the diagnosis, the test, the treatment. That's how my parasitology class was. And so that really helped me out and also prepared me for my ICM class in PA school. So parasitology, I really like the class and I recommend it if you are interested. I haven't started the GI module, which I'm going to start next. And I've already started looking over the information, and since I learned a lot about parasites, some of them are found in the stomach area, abdominal area, of course all over, but majority of them are in the abdominal area. This class has actually been very helpful for me also for the GI module. so far. So if you do have the chance, I would recommend this class also. Parasitology, I thought it was a great class. I learned a lot. Definitely. But overall, anatomy and physiology is a must. And also EKG, if you do come across EKGs, make the effort to learn them. Alright guys, I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys have any more questions or requests for me to make videos, just let me know, and I'll talk to you guys soon.